Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostle of GMS, Great Millstone, for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessings to the elect. God, I want to come with the first of the day. You know, going into Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, 2, and 3. You know, maybe if I, get moved by this spirit, pull out some more scriptures. Basically, I'm gonna base it upon this. So without further ado, this is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we are also compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. Okay, so through the man of the Lord, you are already warned how easily it is for us, because we are still in this flesh, which is subject to sin, because we are still in this mortal body. This sin that we commit, we commit it easily. So to boast or to uplift yourself or to be buffed up is not right, because this sin, this flesh, is we go off easy, man. So we need the mercy, we need the grace of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. Otherwise we cannot make it, man. Like the scripture says, if the Most High should mark iniquities, who shall stand? If the Most High would look at the amount of sins that you would have made in your life, who would stand, man? And the answer is nobody. The answer is nobody, because we all sinning day in and day out, man. So the thing is, we gotta pray a lot, man. We gotta give supplications unto the Most High, man. We gotta pray instantly, constantly, day in, day out. So it says, and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Exactly, let us run in patience the race that is set before us, man. So running, you can run in different ways, man. You can run for endurance, you can run for a long distance, and you can run for a short distance, man. When you are about to run for a long distance, you are gonna be patient. When you run, you're gonna keep a certain pace wherein you will not be exhausted. You're gonna keep a certain pace wherein you're not gonna get weary. And we gotta find that pace in this truth, man. We gotta find a pace wherein we will not get weary, a pace wherein we can keep going, man. And to find that pace, sometimes it is kind of hard, because hey, you want to get up out of here and you want to go as hard as you can, and get into the kingdom, but the pace is very important, man. My MMA trainer always says, like, listen, if you go up the hill too quick, you're gonna burn out. Sometimes you gotta find the right pace and see if you are pushing your limits with it, and not being too comfortable, but still pushing your limits, because how do you grow? By pushing your limits, man. So you gotta do everything to the best of your ability, but you also gotta stay in balance, so you won't wear yourself out, you know. And that's what the Apostle Paul is explaining too through these scriptures, man. You know, during the time of Yahushua, the apostles, you had already Olympic place, you know. So what the Apostle Paul did was compare this truth to a race, man. Now, like I said, this is not a race to finish with one sprint. This is a race to endure. This is a long marathon, you know, which you don't know when this marathon is gonna end, man. And that's what should keep you mentally stable, man. Because I remember when I was with the military, you know, when I was in the military, what my sergeant used to do when we went to run with full package and stuff, what he would do was he would run towards the base, you know. After like 20-25 kilometers of running, he would run towards the base. Okay, so here it is, you running towards the base, you tired, you know, you want to sit down, you want to drink something, you're running towards the base, you're running towards the military base. Okay, in your mind you're thinking, this is it is the end. Now we're gonna chill out and drink something, take a shower and freshen up. But then the mental fuck up comes, which is you run past the base. You're not going inside. You know what? And what they used to do was also go inside, make a round on the base, on the military base, go back out. You'd be like, what? I thought, you know, we was done, man. Because you know, mentally you're already thinking about the things, you know, that you're gonna do when you finish, right? Because you're tired, your legs hurt. Here it is, you go right outside the base again, run another 10 kilometers. And that's something, man, to keep in mind when you run this race in this truth, man. Sometimes, you know, that mental fuck up will come in your mind, like, hey, you'll see things happen, but like Yahushua said, but the end is not yet, you know. So we shouldn't get weary, we shouldn't get faint, we should just keep going, man, and keep ourselves mentally prepared, man, for everything that's gonna happen, for every, you know, every pushback, you know, everything that holds us back. Like, for example, you running and then your legs is already heavy and shit, but you stumble over something and you almost fall. And when you have been running for a long duration of time and you have a certain pace, that kind of fucks up the whole pace. But then you got to recover from that, man. You got to recover from that, and you got to get back to the pace that you was running, man. Or maybe you going uphill, you got to get back to that same pace, man. You got to adapt. You got to adapt to the pace of going uphill, man. So again, you will not get weary, you know. And that's how you got to be in this truth, man. You got to adapt constantly, and every pushback that you get, every affliction that you go through, hey, take it patiently. And basically the scripture even says you got to rejoice, man. You got to rejoice, you got to take it cheerfully. You know, in the book of Sirach, you got to take it cheerfully. So it says, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Yeah, the race that is set before us, man. The marathon that we got to endure to a set time that we don't know of. So if you don't know the end, like the example that I gave from the military runs, you know, we went out running with the officer on the front, and we did not know when the fuck this running was gonna end, man. It could end after 10 kilometers, you know, on a quick pace. It could have ended after 30, 40. You know, we never knew, man. But if you don't know, that's when your mental stability kicks in. You gotta keep your mind in check, man. You gotta stay stable. You gotta keep a controlled mind, man. It's not like when you choose to run out there for yourself that, you know, I know in the beginning you might look, you know, at a certain key point. You're gonna be like, yeah, when I reach this point, I'm gonna, you know, take a walk for a minute. That's what happens in the beginning, you know, when you just start running. You're gonna run for like 2 kilometers, and then you're gonna look at you know, maybe the traffic lights. You're gonna be like, yeah, man, at the traffic lights I'm gonna walk for a bit, you know. And then when you start walking, you never start running again, man, because you wearied out, man. You're faint. You're done running, you know. But if you don't know, and if you get pushed by a group, hey, that's another thing, man. That's another heavy thing. When you get pushed by a group and you don't know when the finish line comes, hey, man, you gotta stay mentally stable, man. You know, and that's basically what this lesson is about, man. That's also how I'm gonna name this video, man. You gotta stay mentally stable, because you don't know where the finish line is, you know. But like I said, we have certain signs wherewith we can know the end is near, you know. Like Yahushua said, you know, when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, you know, these are the signs of the end times. See that ye are not troubled, for the end is not yet. Exactly, just like how you run towards that military base, you see the sign, you see the end. You see, like, okay, we're close to the military base, but you cannot expect it to happen right there. So, you know, certain guys, they become wary, man. Certain guys, they faint only because they thought it was close, but it wasn't. It wasn't there yet. You know, they thought it was gonna be the end, but then you hear about peace in the news. You see, things like that shouldn't really move you, man. They shouldn't get you wearied out. You should recover to your pace and keep running the same pace. Don't start sprinting when you think, oh, there's the end. No, because now you're gonna, after the sprint and the finish line is not there yet, you're gonna weary out, man. You can see that in biking sports. You know, you have the Tour de France. The Tour de France is a big bike race in Europe. When the finish line is almost there, guys start sprinting, man. You know, to come on top. But some guys start sprinting too early, and then you see, before they reach the finish line, they wearied out already. And then guys that started sprinting later, okay, now they are gonna come from the end of the group. They're gonna come straight to the forefront, you know, because they was keeping the right pace, and they chose to sprint at the end, which we are charging to put this sprint, man. But we leveled up the pace already, man. We leveled up the pace because we see where we are, man. Just like how the Apostle Ricard always explains about the boxing rounds, man. You know, when you have been fighting for 11 rounds and now it's the 12th round and you don't know if you won, yes or no, you're gonna fight your ass off that last 12 rounds, maybe trying to get a knockout or whatever to win the fight, man. You know, we are in that last 12th round, you know, and we trying to beat the shit out of this world, man. You know, and fight for this truth. That's what we are busy with. So verse 2, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. The joy that was set before him. All the promises that were being left to Yahushua, he knew about it. He was like, you know, for him it was joy. For him it was like, man, I gotta push through, and then I have to endure this little affliction, man. You know, this light affliction. Because Yahushua said it's a light thing to follow me, man. looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. So we got to do the same thing, man. We got to look for the joy that is set before us if we endure, man. We read about it, man. You know, that's why we got the Comforter, which is the Bible, which is the Holy Scriptures. You know, with that, we can meditate upon the things that are going to come upon us, man. You know, the spiritual power, you know, the kingdom, many wives, many children. You know, that's what is supposed to keep us stable, man. That's the joy that we should keep in mind running this race, man. Running this marathon. You know? Keeping our mental stability, man. Staying in the spirit. Okay? So it says, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. Aren't we carrying the cross of Yahushua, man? Aren't we following in his footsteps? So we got to do the same thing, man. Listen, man, when you are walking in the line, when you are walking in a straight line, you know, single file, when you're walking single file, whatever the first person, you know, the person that walks in front stumbles upon, you're gonna stumble upon it too, because you walk right after him, man. If someone throws an egg at the person in front, you're gonna have to dodge it too. Like when he dodges it, you gotta dodge it too. You see? When the person in front of the lane, in front of the line has to jump over something, eventually you're gonna have to jump over the same thing. Now that's how we walk after Yahushua, man. We follow in Yahushua's footsteps. So whatever Yahushua went through, we got to go through too. You know, that's carrying the cross, man. So it says, endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. So yes, he despised the shame, man. But eventually he was set down on the right hand of the Most High, man. So for us, it's the same thing, man. And during the persecution and during the shame that is brought upon us, people that don't agree with what we do, family that we may lose, wives and children that we may lose in this truth, you know, that's all part of the ministry, man. That's all part of this truth. And that's all part of enduring the cross, man. You cannot expect your life to be easy when you're in this truth, man. You know, because that's a carnal look, man. That's a carnal look to it. That's not how this truth is. Like, I remember this guy that I knew in the world. He told me, like, man, what's wrong with you, man? Because ever since you followed this belief, you look tired. You know, you look different. You look stressed. Say, man, it is what it is, man. Because we are not in the kingdom yet. You see? So I told him, like, we are not in the kingdom yet. So it's not the time to be rejoicing. It's not the time to be extremely happy, because this is not a rest, man. You know. And he said, but I don't understand, man. When you convert to a religion, I said, listen, this is not a religion, man. He said, okay, when you return to a belief, you're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to be strong. I told him, like, who told you I'm not strong, man? I'm getting stronger day by day. Like it says, though the outward man perish, the inward man is renewed day by day. You know, so we are strengthened day by day, but outwardly, you know, the flesh is perishing, man. Dealing with the stress, dealing with the affliction, and all of those things, man. And that's the spiritual thing about it. You know, people think that we are, you know, catching so much hell, and that we are gonna, you know, that is not going well with us, but it actually is, man. Because catching hell means you gotta be happy, man. So Hebrews chapter 12 verse 3, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself. So we got to consider Yahushua, man, what he went through. What he went through, and keep that same mental stability, man. See? Lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. So lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds, you got to stay stable, man. You cannot faint, man. You cannot faint. You cannot get weary. You cannot get faint, man. You got to keep that mental stability. And how can you keep that mental stability? By keeping Yahushua in mind, man. Considering Yahushua. Let's look up the word weary. To grow weary, be weary, to be sick, to be faint. You know? To faint. You know what it is to faint, man. To pass out, man. Let's look up the word faint then. To loose, unloose, to set free, to dissolve, to weaken, to exhaust, to relax. This is not the time to relax, man. This is not the time to be exhausted, man. You know, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. Now, last verse. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 14. But let me start at 13. And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good? You know, who is he that will harm you, man? Who can harm you in this truth, man? You know? And on top of that, Matthew chapter 10 verse 28, man. Kill not him who is able to kill the body, but fear him. Fear not him that is able to kill the body, but fear him which is able to kill the body and the soul in hell. You know? So on top of that, you ain't gotta be scared of death neither, man. You ain't gotta be scared of death neither. You gotta stay spiritual. Verse 14. And if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not weary, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. You know, so if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not faint of their terror. So you gotta be happy, man, to catch hell in this truth. You should rejoice, man. You should stay in the spirit and stay strong and keep enduring, man, because it's all for righteousness' sake. You see? It's all for righteousness' sake, man. You know, so with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, Shalom to the elect.